So, if you're based and follows the news pilled like I am, then you know that Donald Trump has just been acquitted of his impeachment charges of inciting a riot to attack the Capitol. So, a lot of people are going to be disappointed with this, and it is unfortunate. Of course, I do think that he deserves to be convicted on his impeachment charges, but if you've watched me, did you really expect any other outcome? Did you really think that the Republican Party, I mean, sincerely, that the Republican Party would unify together to stand against the hate and tyranny that Donald Trump represents? Come on. No, this was always a very unlikely outcome. The vote to convict was 57 to 43, which means that 7 Republican senators actually went ahead with the conviction vote, which is actually more than I expected. I expected like one or two, you know. I mean, we probably would have gotten um God, Mitt Romney, you know, but past that, I didn't expect it. But okay, um, don't focus on this because sincerely, it's really not that important. I'm gonna try to hope pill you guys, okay? First of all, there are people who are gonna say this is cope. I never expected this vote to go through. I still think that actually impeaching is important because the idea of normalizing behavior like this without any kind of even attempt at holding people accountable is incredibly dangerous. But um now that we're here in this position with the acquittal having gone through, let's talk about it. First of all, the likelihood of this having gone through in the first place was vanishingly small, so getting upset over it not going through seems a little silly. If you were ever under the mistaken impression that the Republican Party would come together and form the votes necessary for a supermajority in the Senate, I don't know which news publications you're watching, but man, those ones are way more optimistic than I am. So I wouldn't freak out too much. This really isn't like anything to doom or pill about. There is some good news. The good news is that with Donald Trump able to run for president again, he might, and this is a small chance, but he might actually create a new party. I don't know, the Patriot Party or the Trump Party or whatever, and he might run with that in 2024. And if he does, he'll split the conservative vote between that and the GOP, which is great. Donald Trump would easily win in a primary race in the GOP again, and I have no doubt that if he ran on his own party, he would probably get more votes than whoever the front runner for the GOP was. But there would be hangers on to the GOP. There absolutely would be. I don't know what the percentage would be. I don't know if it would split the conservative vote 50-50, 40-60, even 20-80. It would have to split the vote by an incredibly small amount, just a couple of percentage points, for it to make the possibility of a conservative win incredibly small, which is great, you know? So that's nice. Though I have a feeling that if Donald Trump runs again, he'll crawl back to the GOP, you know, back to McConnell, who's condemned Donald Trump's actions and said that he was responsible for what happened, even though McConnell then voted to acquit. Additionally, uh, you have to understand that we we can't hang up on Trump. The dude's a massive attention whore, okay? He's an e-boy, all right? He wants all the cameras on him, and if you let him get away with it, he will dominate the news cycle, he will dominate the media space, he will dominate your head at all times. Don't let him do that. There were Twitter accounts I saw, libs and lefties alike, and they were saying stuff like, damn, now that Trump's not president, like, I'm kind of nervous. Like, what is he up to right now? Who the fuck cares? Not president. He has an enormous amount of political power, but you know what he's going to be saying and doing in the background. You don't need to, you know that in the background he'll be having his little campaign rallies because he needs his attention. And you know he's going to be saying shit about how America is dying and only he can fix it. Strongman, ethno-nationalism, xenophobia, blah, blah, blah. You know what he's doing. You know what he's saying. If he does something especially noteworthy, it'll crop up in the news. But do not let this dream, this vision, this emotional need to punish him dominate your senses. We should be focusing on moving forward. You know, a while back, while back, I want to make sure that I don't get my historical fact wrong because that'd be a little bit embarrassing. Yeah, Gerald of Rivia Ford pardoned Richard Nixon after Nixon stepped down, which incited a lot of anger amongst Americans. And Ford's explanation for this was that he wanted to move on. He didn't want America to be obsessed with the trial of Richard Nixon, the impeachment, all the proceedings, blah, blah. And that seemed to me like a bit of a fucking cop-out. Nixon never actually was impeached. He stepped down before he could be. And I think the American people deserved an answer there. Donald Trump has been impeached twice now. So we've done it. We've made the gesture. We've gone through the motions. What more do you want to do? If feds want to go after him for, I don't know, what a tax fraud, whatever you think he might be doing, then that's fine. But in terms of broad national policy, in terms of what we and legislators should be focusing on, we need to move on to bigger and better things, okay? Because what Trump wants and what the entire conservative constituency wants is for him to live like a specter in our heads. So don't let him, okay? Because there's nothing you can do about it. And the world is full of ghosts and monsters. The only thing you can meaningfully focus on are whatever actions are necessary to make the country better. Right now, we have COVID relief, we have the minimum wage, we have healthcare reform. There are a million things that we could be focusing on. And we need to be razor focused on those. I can't control the mainstream media. I emailed Soros. He hasn't gotten back. I can't control it yet. But I don't want to see MSNBC, CNN, ABC nonstop talking about what Trump is doing or going over the impeachment proceedings, blah, blah, blah. I don't want that. I don't. I want us to be razor focused on the Biden administration and what it's doing or not doing to make this country better. And what the Republicans are doing to obstruct making this country better, of course, at all times, naturally. The sitting Republicans, which Trump isn't, because he lost the presidency. Oh yeah, I see the MAGA types freaking out on Twitter right now. They're losing their shit. We won. They're acting like they won the presidency, you know? I honestly, I think it's a good thing. I say, let them have it. Let them have their few days, you know? Because we've got a long 4 years ahead of us, okay? We got Biden until Biden spontaneously combusts, and we got Kamala. You know, we got a long, long time to go under this presidency. We need to be prepped for 2022. We need to be ready for whatever disastrous midterm bullshit we're going to have to put up with, you know? But all of that takes forward thinking. So stay focused. Really, don't doom her about this. Why would you expect this to have had any other outcome? Okay? Chill out. Well, I can't promise it's going to be okay, but it's more likely to be okay if we focus on the things that matter.